All right, so we are here. We're talking about the FAQs being moved over to our Team Healing of the Nations page, so we don't have to worry about adding people to a new group. So now we're going to tag them on those posts. I'm putting it in as units, so we can tag them on those units now to make things a little bit easier. Yes, please, Julie.
Are you going to delete the group?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because right now, like I said, I'm putting in the post slowly, so it doesn't overwhelm the people.
Okay, so whoever's there, they should still be watching it there. In addition to whenever you finish, then you'll probably close the group out afterward. Okay.
But from now on, any new people, you
just tag them in the group in the team page.
Exactly. But I think I'll keep that other group open, for the grandfather and the other people. Also, announcement on Oil Camp. They're coming up with a shorter version. So now they've refined it. And so I will be cleaning that up once they come out with it. They haven't come out with it completely, but they're making it shorter and I think easier. Somehow it's going to be an easier thing, and hopefully points will be easier. But anyway, so that's what's to come on Oil Camp. And we have
Camp 3?
Tiffany, what?
I'm sorry. Is there an Oil Camp 3 yet?
We do have Oil Camp 3. I just haven't had the bandwidth to get it out, but it is there ready to go.
All right.
But yeah, thank you for being excited about it. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and now that I know you're excited, I'm going to move it up on my priority.
Yay.
I would love to do Oil Camp 3.
There we go. We got another excited person. All right, I'm definitely doing it. Putting it up there. And then we got Spanish Oil Camp. That's one that is going to be coming out in January, and that's going to be starting on the third Monday of January. So I will put links out. Do any other than Julie and myself and Marie have Spanish interest? Anybody else?
I do, but I don't have any people that are signed up yet that are Spanish.
Okay. All right. So those are the announcements. The other announcement is the Diamond Club stuff. We're on track to do that. And I'm just waiting to fill out the application because I got to meet all the qualifications before I can do that. But I was able to register on the Diamond Club page. So, but we're there. We're there, no problem. One of the requirements was to have 5 people in my local area, not more than 75 miles away from me, doing LRP in 100 PV, and that's good. We're all covered with Julie and some of these folks in the area, so that's good. And then 5 people on one away location that are doing LRP and over 100 PV, and Marie's got them already. So from her location, it's good to go. So we are pretty much covered with the requirements other than my one enrollment, so that I have left to do, and then we're ready to go. And then January will be our preparation month. We'll now talk and see where I'll be traveling and what we can set up and what classes. When I go to the area, we want to set up. In a week, I want to do several different choices for people. So a morning, afternoon choice, an evening choice, that type of thing. And then there we go. Any questions on Diamond Club? Okay. So then let's go ahead, and then now I can share this here. And this is let's see if everybody see that one. Okay. Has everybody seen that? Yeah. Okay. Great. So just by a raise of hands, who got to print it? Or okay. All right. We got to look at it.
I did.
All right. You got to look at it a little bit.
Kind of.
Okay. So This was created by Kyle Kirschbaum, and this was on Mandy Johnston's page, and I added you all to it. I don't know if you saw it, but Mandy Johnston's got a tips and things page, and this was there, and it was just a really awesome PDF. And I thought we could go just highlight just a couple things on it. But this page right here, which is the second page, unfortunately, they don't have numbering on it, but at least here on the screen we can see what number. This page 2 kind of gives you a little summary on what things we need to start, what things we need to focus on. And especially as we start doing stuff for Diamond Club. But here, I really like this section 2 of identifying your seasons. And it says here, it's important that you set some parameters to how you're going to divide up the year. So which part of the year will you focus on resting and refocusing? So that's important that we put that in there. When will you push? And when will you develop leaders? And we've kind of, with Diamond Club, it's kind of helping us to focus here, because our year is kind of, at least the first part of the year has already been determined that, in February is going to be our push. And in February and hopefully March and April, I think it goes through April. Those are going to be the push ones. So it's neat. For me, I kind of really need a goal date and something to really push me I've got to make it by then. So I really like that we're able to do this with the Diamond Club. And then afterwards, we need to know, and this month is my resting and refocusing. So it'll be a good way to set that up on our calendars. Then, so anytime you want to, stop and ask questions or add a point to it, please feel free to do that. Okay. Another point that was really good on here is campaigns, events, programs, and duplications. So which time of the year are best to run rank advancement programs? When should you focus on customer reactivation? That's a big one for us, especially for us who've been around for a bit, because we've got a lot of people that we need to kind of touch bases and do this customer reactivation. And Lisa has a whole script already made for us, so we don't even have to come up with a script. But we just need to put it down on the calendar on when we're going to focus on that customer reactivation. And it'll probably be after the Diamond Club run that we'll truly want to focus on that. But you guys are welcome to focus at any time. But something that we want to really keep that high up on our priorities. And then I like this section 4 here, the 90-day goal setting. Understanding past promos and doTERRA trends will help you take on the year 90 days at a time. Everyone can sprint if they know there is a finish line. So create your 90-day game plan. So knowing that, okay, it's just going to be for this amount of time. And again, Diamond Club kind of is helping us with that, because we know Diamond Club is only a certain amount of time. And we were able to say, okay, we're giving it our all during this time period. And this part that they talk about doTERRA trends in this handout, they actually go through the doTERRA trends. And so maybe we can go through there now. Let me see what page that is here. All right, a little bit further on here. Nope, it's not catching up with me. Okay. This is cool how they've done it, how he put it together here, because he's gone through, like right here, summary of promos and things we can expect. And he covered the years 2017 and 2016. So the New Year, New You has been a staple for January. So that's something that we want to look forward to. And in some cases, frankincense was extended into it. Actually, both years of January, frankincense was extended into it. And in 2017, they added 2 oils to it. And so we'll see what they've got this year. But then we talk about BOGOs. In 2017, they had February was a BOGO month, but in 2016 it wasn't. But they seem to be doing a lot more with the BOGOs, so I would hope that they would do it again in February for us. And then it just kind of goes through the different things that we can look at and different trends that doTERRA has shown for certain months, and then that way we're able to plan ahead, kind of how Lisa did with the BOGOs to set us up for the BOGOs on this one that we just finished. So neat little thing on the trends that they did there. So let's go back here a little. Any questions on those?
I messaged you like way earlier. Maybe it just didn't send you.
All right. So then let's take a look at another part that I liked here. Here, let's see here. This one. This will be a good one for you to print out and understand, are you performing at your highest level? Understanding your value, understanding what your hourly rate is, what your minute rate is. And then being able, once you figure that out, now you've got the hard facts, the math. You can talk about tasks and functions that you do that are worth more than your hourly rate. And of course, those are the ones you want to focus on, those you want to double down on. And then the tasks and functions that you do that are worth less than your hourly rate. And then think about, sourcing those out, delegate or even deleting the tasks. But actually taking the moment to do this, then man, I'm spending all this time making these goodie bags, and it takes me hours or whatever. I could hire a teenager or something. I hire my son to do it. Now he's putting together goodie bags for me. So things like that that you want to consider. But you only know that when you write it down and you understand how much you're worth, how much your hourly rate is worth. So I really like that particular part of this PDF. And this part over here, are you performing at your highest level? My vital functions, discovering and mastering your vital functions. Putting down here, this is something that you've got, when you're in your own little time thinking about this. What do I do to make it rain? What delivers results to the bottom line? What do I, what important functions do I contribute to the success of my organization? And these are your superpowers, your unique superpowers. Write those down, the ones that you believe that those are the ones that make you reign. And then write down the most important 3 and the most important 1. And then that's the one, we're all going to come up with something different, and being able to know what that superpower is on each of us, then we can really focus on that. Like for instance, I feel like I'm very comfortable at being able to give those workshop type of classes. The make and takes, they're fun and they're easy, but I'm talking about the workshop classes. But I'm not. My organization needs a lot more with being able to set up those classes, going around to find where I could go do them, where I could, who's needing them, and so, that's when I'm starting to think about whose strength is it on my team that is really good at finding events and things like that where I could go and give these classes and these workshops, and then now we can go from there to enrolling. So that's just like one of the things to think about. What is your rainmaking function, and then we can talk as a team and see, okay, where we can get the help from our teammates. Okay, any questions on those your highest level, operating at your highest level? Does anybody have something that you've talked about that you want to share? What you believe that you have a lot of strength in, and maybe a weakness in another area? feel free to speak up if you find.
My weakness is getting classes going, so I have a few new ideas that I'm going to start pursuing with that.
So actually, like finding the events, is that the weakness, or giving the class?
Actually, just finding a location for the class, because I live so far away from all my contacts. No one really wants to come to my house, but I figure I might as well just set up a once a month meeting anyways. If anybody shows up, great. If not, I have my house cleaned, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But I think I've found another location that's closer to Clinton that I might be able to hold some things in. And I just enrolled a few friends from school that I'm going to try to recruit to start holding some classes, because one of them has been sharing an awful lot. So.
Okay. So you have found the location now?
Well, I have to talk to them, but I think I have.
Okay. Location is always the issue. But another thing I found is like, like local hotels in our area actually have, there's one in the area that charges $150, but they provide, coffee and cookies and the water, and, they set things up for a class. And so when I'm thinking about, it costs $150, to have an event. But then I think about, when people enroll, I make all that money back. Sometimes we have this scarcity mindset. We're like, I'm not going to spend money on that.
Yeah, I've got to go to just a bigger town for that, because the towns around here are so remote. But as the Mary Kay person I know used to do that in Davenport at a location, at a hotel. So if I can start getting some advertising or something down there, I might look into that.
Yeah. So, welcome, Brenda. So you said, hey, I want to make sure, we had talked about making sure to print this document. So if you get a chance and you haven't done it, this document, if you haven't printed it, it's a good one. And here we were talking about what our highest, our vital functions are, and knowing what your per hour, value is. So, okay, so that's on this one here. Nobody else wanted, feel free to step in if you want to share anything.
Mine are just doing classes, period.
Okay.
Location or otherwise.
All right. So here, see, that's a good thing. So would your strength be in maybe setting them up, maybe not giving them, but finding the events and setting them up for somebody else to give the class?
Possibly. Like, mine is just like, the rest of you guys, I got so much going on. And by the time I get home at night, I don't have enough energy to do my dishes, let alone do classes after I'm done. There's just too much going on, but this is too important to not do, because my situation is not going to change if I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I need to do it, but I also am taking Jen Cortez' course on doing it on Facebook.
Okay.
Hopefully, because I am so illiterate when it comes to Facebook, it's not even funny, because I'm way behind the rest of you guys when it comes to Facebook. I joined this party way late, like Lisa Zimmer. Like, seriously.
Wait a minute. We talking about the same, Brandy?
Yes. If
The
it wasn't,
You need to change that story, girlfriend.
The one that comments on every stinking post I put up. Are you kidding me?
okay, I'm really good at reading people's stuff and commenting and stealing other people's graphic.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
And by the way, thank you all for letting me steal your stuff. I'm really good at sharing other people's stuff.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm with you on that. I'm the same way. I'm behind the game. I can go through Facebook and look at all my posts, but I'm a little behind the game on the other stuff.
Okay, so you're behind, Tiffany. You say you're behind on which stuff?
just on anything in general. Like I just know a little bit. That's why I was like a little confused when you were talking before about the groups and the units, and it's all I can do to look at all 3 groups and know what I'm looking at, and I just get confused. I'm not a huge social media person. I try to do as much as I can.
Yeah. And actually we see a lot coming from your direction. So whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it. And then Marie is going to be helping you on when you got your new people, where to direct them. Because that's going to be the thing, is making sure that they're getting the training as soon as they get their oils.
Yes.
And so that's what the groups will come in. And then Marie will definitely walk you through. See, we had a number of us who have been around for a while. We had the advantage early on that, I think from our earlier ones, we were kind of doing this as a hobby. And so we were getting on webinars to learn how the oils work, and we had time to do that, and we would listen to all these things on how they all work, and that helped us to come to where we are today and understanding how they work. So don't feel that, I'm behind the curve, or you folks are new, Brandy, Tiffany, and spend the time in learning how the oils work, and why they're such an important asset for people to have, because that belief has to be strong in you. Don't feel like, I'm behind. What group? Where do I tag them? What? Let your upline help you on that. That is they've been around longer, and they can help you on that. You, in the meantime, believe in the product, use the product, and then just share with people that you hear that need it.
I can handle that, because Marie is fabulous. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Marie.
I'd like to add to that. You girls have an advantage point, in the sense that because you feel, because you guys do know enough to continue, because you feel you don't know, Lisa Zimmer's always talking about, don't complicate it. Make it simple. So the little bit, or in your head that you're thinking, the little bit go with it. Don't get in a rut of trying to be perfect with it. It's going to take you too long. Just do what you know. You're commenting and stealing. Quote the way you say, Brandy. Do it. It's get her done. It's better get her done, right? What does she say? Get her done better than perfect. And so you girls have that advantage, whereas here we are, the few of us that have been here for a little bit of time. We went through all those webinars. We bombarded ourselves with all this stuff, and now we're trying to make it simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas you are simple and just get it out there. So it's going to be simple to the new person, and it's going to be understandable to the new person. Whereas here we have to dummy everything down, because we have this quote knowledge, and we're still learning. It's constantly learning. We get new oils. We constantly learn that. But now I've actually, and Diane, you probably agree with me, we've steered away from listening to those type of webinars and things, and even other people's systems, because how many systems didn't we try? Yeah. Diane and I, and Jill and Dee. I don't know about Marie, how long you've been doing stuff, but we were trying all these different systems to see what works. And I got to tell you, Lisa Zimmer's system is the easiest, most duplicatable one there is. And that's why we're going that route. Yes, it involves it involves getting those bottles. But you know what? You start off with 10 bottles. You invest one enrollment can get you $20 worth of bottles, and then you start there. You have the oils. You get those 10 oils.
Roller bottles, yeah.
Yeah, the roller bottles. I mean, so, and then you get I just did the essentials class box. Like I've had the oils, but it's 12 oils we need in that box for the essentials rollerball blends. 12 oils. So stock up on that. Take advantage of these specials that we have right now. Stock up on that. Make it simple. I'm telling you, just go simple, because my brain, there's so much going out there that I have to just go in, post, and get out, because I can get pulled right into so many people's comments and people's, it's a lot. So you girls have an advantage point. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for that advice. That sounds good to me.
All right, Tony.
One other thing that Lisa shared on her biz tips today was, especially for like our new people getting started, it's okay to just have them, get her, essentials, make and take, and just have them do 2 recipes. You don't have to do all of them. So if, they don't have all 12, they can just do 2.
Yeah.
That at least then it's getting them some money so they can continue doing stuff. And then they see that it works and it gets them excited and whatnot. But, start somewhere.
Yeah. Brenda, are you familiar with the make and takes, Lisa's make and takes? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. Can't hear you, but okay. You say you've got 2. Okay. All right. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So yeah, just starting off with the essentials make and take, and for a newbie, that's it. That covers it right there. And then letting the tagging and all that stuff, let your upline help with that until you start to feel comfortable with it. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to hear on the PDF. Let's see here. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay, we got that one. That one, and then the science here. All right. Okay, so the science of achievement. What is your focus? To accomplish your goal, you will have to be laser focused. When you really want something, you have to be very clear and focused. This means that other things are blurred out. Sacrifices are made and things are shifted for a time so that nothing impedes your focus. And again, we are, I'm so thankful really we're finally able to do this thing with the Diamond Club, because this is going to teach us how to be focused. If not, this is going to be something that we really are going to need during those months. We need to get 18 enrollments throughout the month in order to qualify to get to the next month. And we can do it. We're focused on having several different classes in the areas. That I don't believe will be a problem. Our goal when I first started talking about Diamond Club was to get to gold. That we all get gold means that each one of you by the end of Diamond Club should be all premiers. So that's what we're focused. We're laser focused. We're on that particular thing. Next, on the next page here, recognizing your current paradigm. Take a look at this, this particular page, because in order to make the breakthrough, we got to do what Tony Robbins here says. It says the only thing keeping you from having what you want is a story you keep telling yourself about why you don't have it. And that's what the paradigm is. The paradigm, your current paradigm, is it's what's limiting your ability to believe, achieve, and take the action necessary to accomplish the goal that you have never accomplished. And it's what you tell yourself all the time. I can't, it's not something I can do. I can't talk to people. I can't do classes. I can't, here I am trying to sell them stuff. I don't want to appear like I'm selling, but we need, first of all, to understand what is it that you're thinking right now and what's limiting you. And then now the next part is now changing. And the only thing keeping you from having what you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you don't have it. And again, that's really important to that quote. Here's the exercise of 1 to 3 emotions so powerful that you have that could completely wipe out your change story. Your story about I'm helping folks. And this is a neat picture here of Emily and where when she's actually showing those feelings of how they were able to change that particular country and those people, at least in that area, when they brought the oils in. And so those are the stories that we should be telling each other. We're changing lives when we're taking this to people. We're not selling them stuff or bothering them. Or so that should be the new story. But then we need to know what of our emotions that we still have can completely wipe out that and know what they are. So taking a moment to feel to kind of really think about that and writing this down, that will be an important thing, because that's the only way of changing that paradigm, that current paradigm. Any comments on this one?
No, other than we have to really, stop and really do that part, because even all of us tend to give ourselves a story, and that's the story we're going to recreate, because that's what we're telling ourselves. That's what we're going to live. That's, so what you focus on, it comes out. So let's focus on, the positive and change those stories to the positive impact that we're going to have. Yeah.
And again, it's going to take you, putting that time out to do this, to actually write it down, because it really makes a big difference when you're thinking about it and you're writing something down and you see it in there on paper. That can help a lot. Okay, the next page here on promoting and attending events. It says the 10-step event promoting blueprint. And I only want to cover the first one here, and the other ones you can look at yourself. But it says promote, don't announce or invite. So it says consistently discuss it on every call, at every meeting, at every training, in your one-on-ones. So know already what's going to be happening when we do start doing our Diamond Club for February. Know where all those classes, what time all those classes are, and whenever you talk to somebody, maybe it was even at the grocery store or anything like that, you can tell them, hey, we're gonna have this event, and it's gonna be on blah 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 at blah 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 location at blah 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 time. Always have that in your mind, that whoever you're talking to, you're just gonna be promoting these events. You got to know what's going around. If it's not a local event from Diamond Club, then some online event that you're doing, or some make and take that you're doing. Always have those so you can talk to people about. Okay, let's go down here. So how to make 2019 a record-breaking year. So here are key program start dates. They've broken them down by sections, February to April, and those are the Diamond Club months. Then April to June, and October to December. So here are the programs. We have our Diamond Club, but let's not forget our oil studies. Okay, our oil studies brought us some good leads, and so let's when we're kind of on these April to June, after we take our rest, maybe April being or May being a rest month, then come back, do an oil study. Just do it for a few days.
Can you explain oil study for Tiffany? And
yeah, the oil studies were where we promoted that we're doing these studies. It was one was for pain, and I forget the actual compliant terms on them, but one was for pain, the other one was emotions, and maybe let me see, what were the other two? Jill, you remember?
Mine was just a general emotion or aromatherapy case study, and that's where we picked up Randy.
Okay. So let's say we're doing the pain study, oil study, and says we're trying to get 10 people for this pain study that we're doing, and we will be supplying the products, and you will be using the products for a week. We'll be checking with you every day to see how you're doing with the products, and after a week we'll give recommendations from what the results were of that particular week. And so we actually have to do, promote this in an ad. It was a Facebook ad, and people signed up on it. And we would, when they signed up, we would call and get, find out what concerns they had, so we would know what oil samples to send them. But we gave them 4 options initially. I mean, you can just do one, like Jill just did the one general one, and people signed up for that. But so that is what an oil study was. And then at the end, some folks wanted to know more, maybe some didn't, and some enrolled, and some became builders.
I like to get those parameters again, those things, the layout that you did. It was really cool. I participated a little bit with you
for the oil camp. Yeah, of oil
studies for the
yeah.
case studies. Yeah, I like to start putting something together like that for these coming months.
Yeah, and the neat thing with the Facebook ads that you do on these oil studies is that you can pinpoint the area you want them in. So if you only want them in your particular area, let's say St. Petersburg, then you would tell Facebook, only put out this ad and people who live in the general area. So then that way, if you were trying to find people just in your local area, you could do it that way. Or if you didn't care about local area, then you could open it up. So oil studies is one of the tools that we could use. And then customer reactivation, don't forget that, because those are we already have their email, their phone number. So let's try to get back to them and use the script that Lisa had. Go to Lisa Zimmer's business page and search customer reactivation. I think it's on there, unless it's on the WWZD, but I think it's on the Lisa Zimmer's business page, the free page she has. Which brings up the WWZD. Most of you, I think, are already signed up for the one in February that Lisa Zimmer is going to be doing. That is her business class, and you actually have to pay to get in it. And I think it was $35. I don't know how much it's going to be now. But if anybody, Tiffany, if you're not in it, consider being part of it, because you'll learn a whole bunch there.
Marie, is that the one that you signed me up for?
Can't hear you, Marie.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
She's in.
And Brenda, were you able to sign up for that one? The WWZD? Okay, I'm going to send you the information on that, because I highly, highly recommend. I did the one, this past one, and wow, just floored. And I think the rest of you, how did you feel about that we're on it? How did you feel about it?
Amazing.
It's very informative. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good files to use. Yep.
And it's not an expensive thing, when you think about some other courses that can be pretty expensive, and what you get out of it is just amazing. So I think probably it would be maybe 45 is what it is now.
Probably, yeah. It's not, and also if you think about it, it's not expensive, but it's not always going to be like that, because she's going to get bigger.
Yes.
And it's going to get more expensive.
She said today that the $35 is lasting till she gets back from, I think, Christmas break, which is January.
Oh, that's right.
Cool.
That's right.
Okay, Brenda,
Yeah, so
send
if
that right
there's
to you.
anyone out there that hasn't signed up yet, now's the time to do it.
Okay. Does anybody have the link on there on hand? They could post it here so I can have it.
I know what it is, but I don't know. I don't have it.
If you have the link, put it in the chat while we talk. So I'm going to keep on talking here. All right. So let me see what else here. The next one here, 33 keys for launching your campaign. This little quote down here, anyone can commit to get uncomfortable for 30, 60, or 90 days. I can, those 90 days of Diamond Club, I can get uncomfortable for that. I've talked to my family and everybody's okay with that, because it's just that short amount of time, So then, so setting a timeline. So set a goal. Here are the steps. Set a goal, set a timeline, and then map out the system. Get those calendars out. and map it out so you can look at it. Okay, next here.
It's her LisaZimmer.net shop.
Okay, so you put it over here in the chat. Let's see. Okay, all right, very good. So let me see. So Lisa Zimmer, 35 days of the, okay, so Marie put something here different. Okay, so yeah, she's got the specific one. So let me send this over to Brenda right now. Okay, let me see, Brenda. All right. So Brenda, are you at, you're still at 3717501, right, Brenda? Okay. Okay, so let's send that off. Boom. All right. So that should have gone to you. All right, so then we're back here. Let's see here, duplication, 90 days. There's a summary of the promos. Excellent, that was so cool. They put that up there. So you got that. They even went back to 2015, 2014. So that's a good one to look at. And then over here, they break down, they start to break down what we need to do for those sections, from January to March. So goals and visions for the next 90 days. So they actually break it down for you. What normally happens in those months, events that we can attend, what highlights, what themes we can talk about, suggestions of what to do. So those are neat. And then they, like I said, they break them down by the months. So there's April till June, July to September, October to December. All right, and that's it. So any other comments, questions, anything else on this? Anybody want to bring out? Okay, all right,
No,
ladies.
but I do think that since all of us are doing WWZD, all of WWZDs will be pertinent to this year, that month, right now. She's not having any recorded. They're all lives. They're all, so they're, February of 2019's, so it won't be the same as December's. It's always going to change. It's always going to be what's happening right now. And I think with what we're doing with Diamond Club and what we're doing with WWZD, it should be easy for us to do Diamond Club if we do what Lisa's telling us to do, because that's how they went Blue Diamond.
Yeah. And she provides she gives us as she's doing it. If in February, January, we're going to have the New Year, New You, she'll give us scripts for how to send that out to people. Who do we need to contact, and this image, and what you should be doing right now, and text people. And so, I like being, told what I need to do to be successful, and just follow along. He's like, okay, just do that. Okay, I can do that. No need to reinvent the wheel.
They that them doing WWZD for us is what made them go Blue Diamond. Because
she was accountable to us, and then now we're accountable to her. Yeah,
because she's like, when I talked to them, when I went to their team workshop last month, or this month, I guess, that was what they said, is because they were doing it right then, they're like, well, we have to do it too. So that's what made them go Blue Diamond.
Yeah. I can understand how that. All right, all. Then that's it for my portion here today. If anything else, anybody want to talk about something completely different, we're okay. But otherwise, I think we're gonna.
Are we gonna schedule or plan like our meetings or anything differently come January, February, since we're doing Diamond Club?
That is a good.
Or how are you gonna communicate all that?
Yeah, that's a good question on that, because of with traveling and things like that. Well, January is still the preparation month. So that one will still kind of be the same. But then in February and in those succeeding months, yeah, that'll be. What did you think? Were you thinking of something?
I just didn't know if there were things that you needed to communicate with us and keep us posted of, I don't know, what we're doing, what you're doing, what stuff is going on.
Yeah, we'll have to have a separate Zoom event to once in January for the planning phase, because then I'll need to know, what weeks and dates are good for wherever I'm going, and we should all be in communication to know what's going on, no matter where I end up. If I'm doing stuff with you and Jill, then everybody should know what classes we're doing with Jill.
What month are you traveling?
Huh?
What month are you traveling? February or March?
I think I have to go back and look at the requirements, but I believe I need to make at least one outside travel date in February. So we're gonna see, but February and March.
But that's all I was thinking. But I can figure something out for February too. Well,
there's a number of you here, so I'm. I could start out somewhere else, so it's wherever I gotta plan it. I gotta put it down. I gotta put the little pins. And
do you remember what the distance is, what they consider travel? Like how many miles away from home?
So local is 75 miles.
Locals consider 75?
Within 75 miles.
Okay, so anything after that I assume is travel. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you could go a lot closer to home then. I'd go to Florida if I were you.
Oh, no. I want to go to everyone. I want to go all the way to Colorado.
I want to go to Florida.
Yeah.
It's December, people.
I want to go all the way to Colorado.
Watch it. Marie goes camping. Don't be taking away her camping weekend.
Leadership, I picked San Diego. So I'm going to San Diego for leadership. Ooh. And so in that same time, I could head over to Colorado. So
Brenda, she's coming your way.
All right.
You can't keep her though.
All right, thank you.
No, you definitely have to share.
Who's that, Brenda?
Her husband.
Is that Rudy? Oh, look at Rudy. Hey, Rudy.
Hey, Rudy.
Very good. Okay, ladies. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording now.